The beginning, I remember I was talking and finishing my topics in a few minutes because I don't have more words, more vocabulary, as you said.
Yeah.
My number one thing was to
Hello everyone, how are you guys? ごい皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか？今日も可能性無限大 This is タロサックということで、今日の動画では外国人に聞く単語力を爆上げする方法というテーマでやっていきたいと思います。単語なんだよ結局、俺単語力ないんだよ。 We'll have a school dinner thing next weekend. I'll send you its invitation via email. あれ、インビテーションってなんだっけ？ You need to extend your visa soon, タロサック. Keep it in your mind. エクステンドってなんだっけ？単語なんだよ。基本的な単語が分かんなかったら会話が進まないんだこれが。でもさ、単語帳買ってやってはみたものの10ページぐらい進んだあたりでやり始めのところに戻ってみるともうほとんど忘れちゃってるんです。もう無理なんですけどってなってる 95% の日本国民、Calm down。 僕を含め今英語を話せるようになってる人もみんな同じような経験してきたはずで、僕のチャンネルでも以前にやったんですけど、外国人はなんでみんな英語を話せるのっていうことで、もう本当にね、日本人以外英語を話せる人すごく多いんですよね。なんで今日はそんな日本人以外のネイティブではない英語話者たちに最強の単語の覚え方って何だと思いますということに関してインタビューしていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネルでは様々なトピックに関する外国人へのインタビュー動画を毎週配信してます。見るだけで頭の中がグローバル化すること間違いなし。面白いと思ってもらえた方はぜひチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。ということで今日もインタビュー早速行きましょう。 Where are you from?
Italy?
Italy.
I'm from Italy too.
Oh, you're from Italy?
Yes.
Wait, you guys came together to Australia?
No, we've met here.
Oh, you met here?
Yeah.
Romantic, hey, romantic. How long have you been in Australia now?
6 years nearly, yeah.
Oh, quite a long time.
Almost 8 years.
I've met so many Italian people, and sorry, I don't try to be rude or anything, but Italian people usually don't speak English well. But you speak good English. So in this video today, I want to ask you how you learned English, especially English vocabulary. Because I feel like when I used to study English, it's so hard to memorize all the vocabularies and stuff. I open my books and try to remember. Next day, oh shit, almost all gone. So I want to know how you learned English vocabulary. Have you bought any like English vocabulary books?
Not that I remember, to be honest.
No?
No.
Oh, really?
Well, I have one, but I never use it. I use an app, vocabulary one.
What is it called? Is it Italian app?
No, it's a word reference.
You haven't bought any English vocabulary books, but you speak good English. How can you become like that?
Probably because I moved here when I was just 18 years old.
Oh, quite young.
And I was on my own.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of English friends around me. I had to be forced to speak English because no one else could speak Italian around me. So I picked up pretty easily, and I think like moved from your country to a young age.
Young age, yeah.
It makes the difference. It makes it much easier. Also, like my accent is not as strong. Probably because I moved here when I was very young.
Yeah, because usually Italian people have a very thick accent.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Okay. Well, wasn't it very hard at the beginning because you didn't speak English, right?
At the beginning, like my first year in Australia, it was hard, and I wasn't really talking to anybody.
Yeah.
And I do speak a lot. Like I do like to talk. But the more that I spent time here, and the more that I was getting to know people, the more TV that I was watching, it was just making it easier and easier and easier.
You just got used to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
right.
I've learned English from English people, like from England. I think their
right.
English is way more clear, way more clean. Rather like American, they have this weird R, and Australian, they have this like slang. It's easier if you start with English probably, and then if you moved to American and then to Australian.
Oh, this is interesting because in Japan we learn American English.
Yeah, well.
When I was learning English, I met British people. Oh my god, that was so hard to understand.
Still is for me.
Yeah, oh yeah?
I've learned English in Australia, and
right.
for me it's very hard to understand English from Britain sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they have different slang, and I'm not used to speak with them.
At the beginning, you didn't speak English much, right, when you came here?
Well, when I arrived here, I have a basic English because we study English throughout all our life at school, but it's always the same, and we repeat all the time the same things. So what is missing back home is practicing. At the beginning, I remember I was talking and finishing my topics in a few minutes because I don't have more words, more vocabulary, as you said.
Yeah.
My number one thing was to avoid Italian people.
Oh, to avoid your country people.
Yes.
So you don't speak Italian
Yes.
too much.
Yes, and try to stay with foreigners and try to gather with people as much as I can, go out for drinks, do things, and even study here. helped me a lot because you need to write and you need to read and you need to just get used to another language.
Yeah, I really do agree with you. Even if you move overseas, if you stick with your own people, you always speak your mother language and you're never going to be able to achieve the good English level. That is true. Well, thank you for your time. Great advice.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Grazie.
There you go.
Where are you from?
China.
China. How long have you been in Australia now?
Roughly nearly 7 years.
Roughly nearly 7 years. Sounds like you have a vocabulary. In this video, I actually want to ask you questions about English vocabulary. I feel like learning vocabulary is really difficult because when I used to study English, I opened my vocabulary books
Yes.
and I read them, and next day, I forget most of them. Shit, this is really difficult. And you have like a roughly, nearly, you have a vocabulary. How you learned English vocabulary? Did you buy like vocabulary books?
I do have the vocabulary book, but when I first time came to Australia, I don't even speak English.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how to speak, and I went to the language school.
Language school, yeah?
Yeah, I buy the vocabulary books, and I do the same thing like you guys, but I cannot remember too.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And then what
but
happened?
I have to study.
Yeah.
So I keep trying it, and I try to talk to the people they live here. But at the start, it's very hard to follow their speak.
Yeah, because they're fast.
Yeah, faster.
Everything connected.
Yeah. So I will listen the music,
Yeah.
the English music. It will help to follow their speak. The important thing is study with the teacher, and when you communicate with the people, you will try to let them know your idea, what you're thinking, what you want to talk to them, and you will interested and enjoy the time with them.
Yeah,
So you
enjoy
will,
the time with them. Yeah.
yeah. So you will try to learn more English, more
Yeah.
words. Normally you live here, you will learn something. After that, you try to remember more words. It becomes easy. Not like you just remember in your brains and you never use in your life.
That's true. If you
That's
never
true.
use,
Yeah.
it's not going to stay there.
Yeah.
You have to study at least first,
Yeah.
and then you got to use it. And also, like
Yeah,
you said, you
yeah.
have to enjoy it.
Important thing is you want to talk to people.
You want to talk to people.
Yeah, you want to let them know what you're thinking. You
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
make
yeah.
a friend with them.
Yeah,
so
true.
you have to learn something. It
Yeah.
will push you.
That's true.
And you will learn easier and more interested.
When you're enjoying, it stays here more.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, I don't even ask you any more questions. You talked about everything. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Brazil.
Are you from Brazil?
Yeah.
A big city?
Not the big.
Not the biggest one, but we are from the northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah,
Okay.
close to Salvador.
I've seen many Brazilian people, but 99% of them are from São Paulo and Rio.
Yeah.
That's right.
When did you come to Australia?
We came in 2016,
2016 together?
Yeah, together.
we came.
What made you come here?
Just to study English and have more opportunities.
Working, make money.
Making money. You said study English.
Yeah, we both did.
So when you came to Australia, could you speak English like this?
Not at all, no.
Not at
Nothing.
He came with nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can speak English like this very quick. So in this video, I want to ask you guys how you learned English from 0 to this level. Especially like English vocabularies. When I used to study English, vocabulary is really important because if you don't know what's extent, what's appropriate, what's arrive, you can't have a proper conversation. Have you ever bought any like vocabulary books in Brazil or in here even?
Yeah, I would say in Brazil, we use it to study using these kind of books. But here, because I had some vocabulary, so I started using them more
Using
and
them.
more. In 2016, when we decided to come here, we started to have contact to the language, and it's easier to keep in our minds
Yeah.
what we have studied before and what we were studying in the English school.
Okay. So in what sort of situation did you try to use? You try to look for workplace or in like a community, a friend or?
Making friends and also working. I would say Philip has more experience on that.
Did you have an English vocabulary release when you came here like her? Nothing.
Nothing.
Seriously, nothing.
I'm learning only working.
What did you do?
Capital.
You work with like Aussie people or?
Yeah, sometimes with Aussie, everyone.
All right. So you didn't study vocabularies on the vocabulary books, but you just worked there. You just try, put
yeah.
yourself out there.
The first year is very
hard.
but now that's okay.
So you can speak English now from 0 to this level now. Generally, for about whole English conversation, what was the most important thing to take you this level of English?
First of all, I would say if you don't have any English, try to memorize first verbs.
Verbs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be easier for you to understand what people want you to do.
Yeah, good to know.
Verbs, and then it started like reading and familiarize with some new words,
Yeah.
and try to include it in your daily life.
Yes.
And expose.
And expose.
Be exposed to everyone who wants to speak English with you. If someone asks me something, but at that moment I didn't have enough vocabulary to answer properly, what I would do, I would go home and go internet, books, and see what should I say when someone asks me that specific thing. So this is most likely what I did when I arrived.
When you don't know the answer, just don't leave it there. Just go home and research and make sure you understand.
Yeah, keep in mind, and if someone asks you again the same question, you know now what to say.
That's it. That's how you become an English speaker.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
All right. Muito obrigado, is it?
Yeah.
Muito obrigado. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
Colombia,
Are you from Colombia?
Bogota, yeah.
Bogota, big city. How long have you been in Australia now?
It's been 3 years and a half, more or less.
Yeah, you've been here for 3 years and a half. Sorry.
Good.
I'm not COVID. When you came to Australia 3.5 years ago, could you speak English like this?
Just a bit, because most of the people who arrive in here, is to study
Yeah.
English, to try to speak the language, but not really. I was not really good at English.
Not really good?
Yeah.
I kind of knew because many Colombian people, I spoke to many Colombian people, but they usually don't speak English when they came here.
Exactly.
But somehow they get pretty good at it, pretty quick.
You think so?
Yes.
Totally,
So in this video, I want to ask you how you learned English and especially vocabulary. Have you ever bought any like English vocabulary books to study?
When I was in the school, they provide me with everything.
What do you think is a good way to memorize the vocabulary?
For me, try to memorize vocabulary, the best way is when I read something and I don't know the word, I try to search for it,
Yeah.
and after that I just like write something with that word, and for somehow it just keep in my mind. So I think it's the best way to learn a word. Like if you don't know,
Yeah.
search for it,
Yeah.
and then write something.
Write something in a sentence, so you use it in a sentence.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, you said when you came here 3.5 years ago, you couldn't speak English much, right?
Yeah, just like the basics, just like to say hi.
Yeah.
And but to have a conversation with someone else at the beginning was really hard.
Really hard.
But that's the way to learn as well. Go and break the comfort zone and speak with someone.
Yeah, this is crazy because 3.5 years ago, you could be like most of Japanese people don't know English much, cannot say I have been to Australia or something like that. Maybe you could say I was in Australia or something like that, but you couldn't say I've been there before.
Back in my country, the English in school, in high school, was not the best,
Not the best?
They just used to teach us the basics.
Okay.
Now I think when you come here and you learn a lot.
Do you work here?
Yeah, I do.
What do you do?
I work on ropes, like a rope axis.
Cleaning the windows and stuff, or?
Windows, painting, whatever you can do in there.
Or do you still use English when you're working?
Absolutely. All my mates are Australians or Kiwis or from around the world. That's a good thing as well.
All right. So at the beginning, when you started working, maybe it was hard for you to understand what they're saying.
Especially in Australia, you know that they have like their own like dialect accent.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like, what? they cut the words in here, so
Yeah,
it's
I know.
pretty hard as well.
Like breakfast is like a brekkie and stuff like that.
Yeah, or orange juice is OG.
Yeah, something
when
like
they
that.
say ta.
Ta, yeah,
that
ta,
is,
yeah.
thank you. At the beginning it was like, what are you saying? Sorry. But then you just, I don't know, and somehow you just
You just got used to it, eh? By working there and by talking to them a lot of times, and then eventually becomes like this person, a great English speaker. Alright, thank you very much. Sorry for stopping you when you're having a good time. You look fashionable, mate.
Thanks, man.
Have a good time.
See you later.
はい、ということで今日もですね、ここまで楽しくここシドニーのボンダイビーチからですね、インタビュー動画をお届けしました。実際話してて思うんですけど、英語のネイティブ以外の、日本人以外の人たちって多分そこまでみんなじゃないですけど、そこまで難しい単語とか知らないんですよ。ただ日常会話で使うような英単語に関してはみんなね、こうミスを恐れることなくどんどん喋っていくのですごく知ってるんですよね。はい、本当にね、英語を完璧に話す必要ないわけですから、彼らはそういう姿勢を学んで、僕も自分に言えることなんですけど、この動画を見てる、英語を話せるようになりたいと思ってる皆さんもですね、どんどん恐れることなく、学んだ単語とかね、会話の中でどんどん使っていきましょう。タロサックの公式 LINE では18歳まで英語力全くのゼロのところから今こうやって英語を話せるようになった僕の経験から言えるですね、英会話を習得する上で欠かせないポイントですとか、それこそね、英会話の初めの一歩となる機会を来てくれた方全員に提供させていただいております。今のね、英語力がどこであろうと本当に関係ありません。英語を絶対話せるようになりたい、まずはコードだと思う方はぜひ概要欄のリンクからタロサックの公式 LINE 友達追加してください。単語力ないんです私、覚えるの難しいですっていう風に思ってたけど、外国人はこんな風な工夫をして英単語習得してるんだって。全然難しい単語なんか知らなくったって日常会話の中でいろんな言い回しを学ぶことによって英会話って成り立つんじゃんって、少しでもこの動画を見ることでそんな希望がふつふつと湧き上がっちゃってるあなたがそこにいるのであれば、見るだけで頭の中グローバル化しちゃったんだよ。最後まで見てくれた皆さんありがとうございます。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録忘れずに、高評価も忘れずに、また次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイフォーナウ。